Hi YouTube and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be giving you my top 10 fantasy / action manhwa. At number 10 we have Turn of the Legendary Spear Knight. In this one our main character was the undefeated Spear Knight, a shining star from the duchy household that completely shattered the common logic that a knight must use a sword. The great hero put an end to the Empire's civil war. Then, the man known as the legendary spirit of the Emperor was coughing up blood by the one he was closest to, Emperor Caesar. But staring death in the face, he used his spear that was with him for decades. It started shining and then boom, he was brought back in time. Now he seeks to get his revenge and other things that he regrets doing in the past. And y'all know the rest of that. At number 9, we have youngest son of the Namgung clan. In this one, the main character was in a competition for the position of the vice partridge. And then he loses his daytime and faces an unexpected death out of nowhere. And then he regrets back to the past. This time, he doesn't care about gaining fame, fortune, none of that, or being the strongest. He just wants to live a peaceful life, have some money, and have his own farmland. At number 8, we have Superhuman Battlefield. 17 years ago, the world was saved from destruction by the 7 heroes, but it came with a sacrifice of the strongest among them. Now that the world is at peace, being the 7 heroes known as Espers no longer have to use their supernatural powers. That's where the battlefield comes in, an active VR game specifically created to allow Espers to showcase their skills. Unfortunately, Korea has been doing well in recent tournaments, making it hard to believe it was once home to be the greatest Espers in history. But just when all hope seems lost, the main character miraculously returns and helps Korea become the powerhouse that they once were before. At number 7, we have Martial God Regress to level 2. And this one, BattleNet, which was thought to be a game, turned into a disaster for humankind. After the Space League was hosted, all living organisms in the universe fought for their lives. Humanity, represented by Earth, kept failing and was eventually annihilated, except for one person, the Martial Saint, our main character. His skill, nameless divine arts, resisted the system's deletion. Humanity, which had been deemed worthless, received another chance. This was the second chance granted to the main character. This time, he works harder than he did in his past life to try to save all those he couldn't and try to keep his home country from annihilation. At number 6, we have Lightning Degree. In this one, the main character lost his father to a disease when he was only 10 years old. With the skill that he learned from his father, he could create wood and wonderfully sculptures. One day after completing the sculptures of his parents, he was then greeted by an elderly man who was impressed by his sculptures. The old man saw promise in the main character and asked him if he would like to become his disciple. The main character had nowhere to go and he wanted to make the most of his life. He accepted the old man's offer. The old man then had him do tedious tasks around the house and chores and exercises, and then they eventually practiced martial arts, which would eventually lead him to having a name in history. At number 4, we have the Flag Bearer Warrior. Not a single thing existed from the beginning of the world. In order to fulfill the dying wish of his father, who looked up to a low-rank workman all his life without knowing anything, the main character wants to become a low-rank workman as well and wanted to make everyone look up to his father's dream. So he vowed to bring a remarkable change to the ordinary low-rank workman position that the escort bureau had. He wanted to make the position the best position that warriors can occupy. The best warriors that can occupy. The main character, who does not give up and continues to train despite the low status at the low rank workman in order to rise as the flag bearer warrior. At number 3, we have Records of the Swordsman Scholar. In this one, the main character enters the palace after passing the imperial examination. Though soon he comes to limit his poor and miserable life of having to deal with the crown's prince hobbies. Despite that, he doesn't give up and tries his best to learn martial arts. But the main character certainly picks up a brush to conquer the mirror. The story of a young scholar who passed the examination at a young age and was good at the pen and sword begins. At number 2, we have the Heavenly Emperor of Darkness. In this one, once forsaken by the world, a child found themselves thrust into the world of darkness. This unfortunate child had to survive in a horrible place, surrounded by agony of others where people were torn apart and screams filled the air. However, fate took a surprising turn when a powerful demon mysteriously vanished from the secret prison cell within the Imperial Palace, a place from which no one had ever escaped. The powerless child who had lost everything underwent a transformation. They emerged as the new emperor of darkness, gaining immense power and authority, and their rebirth as the ruler of the shadows. At number 1, we have Astral Pet Store. In this one, in the era of Beast's pet strength determines everything. The battle pet master works hard and slowly to improve the strength of the pet, until a mysterious pet store came out of nowhere. In just a few days of cultivation, the lowly skeleton can kill the golden dragon with a single slash. The working girl even calls herself a god. As for the owner, he can breed cute pets into king beasts. This one, the main character runs a pet shop and breeds pets into their best potential possible. Thank you, YouTube, for watching. Sorry for missing you the last 2 days. Make sure to like, comment which list you think I should do next. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next one.